Welcome back to Middle Lake. We are broadcasting live from Main Street as we continue our CTV hometown tour. A great crowd is on hand for us tonight. You bet. And Jeff is here, of course. And Jeff, if you stand in the right spot, you act as a windbreaker. So thank you for that. We appreciate that.
Well, it's been a pretty nice day, temperature-wise. Sunshine's been out, but it's clouding over a little bit. But we're keeping warm in our hearts because we're wearing our Avengers gear.
Yeah, go Avengers, go Avengers. We put Jeff to work. We'll show you that in a few minutes. Lots to show you, but first an overview of the community and what makes Middle Lake tick. Middle Lake is located about 153 kilometers northeast of Saskatoon along Highway 20.
About 300 people call Middle Lake home.
The community is adjacent to Lucien Lake Regional Park and named after nearby Middle Lake, one of 3 in the area.
Settlement of the area began in the early 1900s, but it wasn't until 1963 that the village was incorporated.
Today, the community boasts about 30 businesses and has a kindergarten to grade 12 school. Well, we had a lot of fun in Middle Lake today, and a lot of people call Middle Lake home.
Yeah, we had a chance to tour the community, and we rode in style.
Al Jabe is with us, and Al, these are fantastic ponies you got here. Tell us about them.
Well, I got into miniatures about 10 years ago and made a few wagons and go to parades all over the province. And at one time I was as high as an 8-horse hitch, but I sold 4, so I'm down to 4, and today I'm only using the 2. But I have the other 2 to get ready. Yeah.
Well, these are fantastic animals, and they seem to be having a good time too.
Ah, they enjoy it. They enjoy people. Seems to be the smaller the people, the happier they are.
Yeah, okay, we're going to begin a tour here with them, and we appreciate your time today, too.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And with that, we were off with the 2 Als on our tour through Middle Lake. The first stop was scenic Lucien Lake Regional Park. The park features the lake, of course, sandy beaches, playgrounds, mini golf, and ball diamonds.
And what would a park be without ice cream? I'm glad we had time for this stop. We couldn't resist. We also couldn't resist putting Jeff to work.
Ha. Along the way, we took a peek at the water treatment plant, which was upgraded a few years ago, and we did a quick pass by the lift station. Both are facilities the community is proud of.
We also got a look at some of the hottest rides in town. Meet Kyle Punk. He showed off some of his hot rods that will be part of Middle Lake's Show and Shine, taking place on June 29th.
We also had a chance to pop in on Bethany Pioneer Village. It began as a housing project for seniors in 1956. It was one of the first privately run nursing homes in the province. Today, the facility provides 3 different types of housing based on the residents' needs.
Ken Herman is the mayor of Middle Lake, and we welcome you to our broadcast.
Thank you guys for coming out here. Yes, very good.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and thanks for the warm welcome. Let's talk about the land we're standing on right here, Ken. We're at the end of Main Street, and you have some big plans.
Yes, hopefully by next year this time we'll have a building here. We're looking at putting up a multiplex, which will have a new community hall, village office. Seniors are going to come in. We're going to have some rental space available, so it's a big project.
And you're depending a lot on fundraising, is that correct?
Yes, we did. We just kicked off a big fundraiser, and we had a fairly decent donation and to get it started, and hopefully the dream comes together.
And again, the timeline next year?
Well, hopefully we have something here by next year. We're just in our preliminary groundwork now, and, everything's coming together. It takes time.
It sure does. I'll tell you, we came on the STC up number 20 here. It's a bumpy ride out there.
Oh, you experienced a good road.
But there are plans, yeah?
Yeah. Next year actually this summer yet, we're going to get from here completed all the way to Pilger, which will really help the village. I mean, people will want to come out here. We got a beautiful park going and everything, and
well, one thing we noticed when we arrived in town is the beauty of the area. It's so pleasant to be here. It's a secret almost.
Yeah, it's a very good secret. Like Bethany Pioneer Village is very beautiful down there, well treed. The park is very well treed. The town is good too. I guess we got to give our forefathers some credit here. They were thinking.
Well, you've been mayor, for 4 years now? I guess people like what's going on.
Well, I guess so. I got a few years left yet, so.
Okay, Mayor Ken Herman, we appreciate your time tonight, and again, thanks for your warm welcome.
You're welcome. Thanks again for coming out.
One of the the great things about Hometown Tour is that we get to see how young people in their communities keep the communities alive.
That's right. And so we stopped in at a local school today to check out the great minds of tomorrow.
And what a welcome it was from the students at Three Lakes School, home of the Avengers, as we arrived with our miniature horses. The enthusiastic kindergarten to grade 12 students were ready for us with a huge CTV sign.
Then it was inside to watch the kids at work and play. Down the hall we ran into artist Christine Langman, who uses colored pencil to create magnificent works of art. Christine had a number of pieces of her work on display at the school today.
Further down the hall, we met Sharon Carter. We found out Sharon is the go-to woman when it comes to music in Middle Lake.
And we got a taste of the talent when Michael agreed to play for us. Michael is in grade 4. Then one of the nicest versions of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, thanks to Miranda, Morgan, and McKenna.
Then we popped our heads into Shanna Harriman's art class, where it was evident creative juices were flowing.
We use a lot of words in the work we do, so we were interested in the poem poster in another classroom. The kids showed us how it helps them to learn to read, and, well, we need some help of our own.
Then out on the football field, the students encouraged Jeff and me to play a game of two-hand touch. I think we both discovered we could use a little work on the treadmill. Then it was into the gym.
You know, the banners around this gymnasium here in Middle Lake tell us they take basketball, among other things, pretty darn seriously. And the athletic director, Trevor Oetzig, with us today. And you know what? I was in this gymnasium many, many years ago. It was a classic gymnasium built in, you know, in the Humboldt School unit. It didn't have this kind of floor. It didn't look this good. So what happened with the floor and the backboards and things like that?
Well, about 2 years ago, we got a group of individuals that was gung-ho and ready to support the town and the school, and within about 6 months we put on a few fundraisers and a few diehards come forward and raised about $125,000.
Now that's a huge amount of money for a small community. What difference does it make in your job in terms of having a facility that's been upgraded like this?
Well, it's great for my job, not only as a coach but as a teacher and educator. Just for the kids, I said the injuries are down, they have a lot more participation. It's a lot better.
All right, and just before we go, since we're talking basketball, who's going to win the NBA championship?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to pick. I don't want to jinx my team.
Okay, fair enough then. Coach, thanks so much for talking to us, and congratulations on this beautiful gymnasium.
Thanks a lot for coming out.
You bet.
Just a fantastic stop at the school today, and we thank Principal Carrie Blatchford for allowing us to spend some time with the kids.
Yeah, it was a great time. Before we go, we want to show you one more adventure from our day. We want you to meet Clarence Thiessen. The 99-year-old lives on a farm in the Pilger area, and he comes into Middle Lake with his wife once a week to bowl, and within minutes it was clearly evident that he has some serious bowling skills, definitely putting Rob and Jeff to shame.
Not only our tour guide, but I believe she was one of the nominees for Middle Lake, and people who nominated the town for the hometown tour this year. Now, Carrie, you have lived in other parts of the world. You grew up in Northwest Territories, you've lived in Egypt, but you now make your home in Saskatchewan. And besides family, what is it about this place that you love?
Well, as you can see here, it's the community and everybody coming together and volunteering. It just makes it a home and a wonderful place to live.
Now you're here with Bryce. Who else do you have in the family?
I have my father-in-law, the mayor you've just seen, and my mother-in-law, and my son Ashton is here as well. And my son's probably watching, my other one from Estevan.
Now, I should say you are also not only among many hats you wear, you're also an author. You put together a cookbook, and I believe, is Bryce on the cover as well?
She is. My 3 kids are on the cover, and each person is getting a copy of that today.
Well, lovely. That's why I wanted to plug it. Now, in terms of putting that cookbook together, is it family recipes? Is it recipes from the community? What was the inspiration behind the cookbook?
Well, people from all over the community put in recipes, and we put the cookbook, their favorite recipes for supper, and it's a 365 days a year. So from standing in the kitchen and not knowing what to make for supper, I made a recipe book out of it.
So does that mean if we use your cookbook, we can have a different dinner every night of the week for a whole year?
Every night you pick what day it is, and then you make that recipe.
That sounds fabulous. Well, thank you so much for being a wonderful tour guide, and thank you for helping to nominate Middle Lake, because it's been a great day.
Great, thank you so
All right,
much.
you bet.
Day here in Meadow Lake. We want to thank everybody who has come out here to celebrate with us tonight.
Yeah, and thanks to the first responders in the community for putting on a fantastic barbecue for us tonight as well. Jeff, nice to have you along. There's
always
balloons flying by us here, of course,
well,
in the wind.
The wind would do that, yeah.
We want to thank our partners at STC, and don't forget, we have one more stop to make on our CTV Spring Hometown Tour. We wrap things up tomorrow night in Delisle.
Yeah, we'll be broadcasting live from the football field at the high school, so please join us if you can. Be a part of our CTV Hometown Tour.